Good morning, panel. Today, my team and I are presenting our strategic recommendation for Bank Rakyat Indonesia's 2027 corporate planning cycle. As Indonesia's leading microfinance institution, we face a crucial challenge: how to allocate our development resources across capacity building, market access, and social impact to effectively help MSMEs graduate or naik kelas without risking our own commercial sustainability. To understand the urgency of this decision, we must look at our latest performance metrics. In Q1 2026, BRI Group's micro and ultra micro loan book grew by 5.3% to 5.1 trillion rupiah. At the exact same time, our active borrower base shrank by 4.1% to 34.2 million. This divergence is the direct result of our selective micro portfolio approach, where we are choosing to deepen relationships while existing creditworthy customers rather than chasing sheer volume. Any resource allocation strategy we propose must align with this selective commercial posture. This leads us to our core strategic trilemma. BRI must balance three competing priorities. First, building supply side capacity through financial literacy and mentorship. Second, establishing demand side market access through digital marketplaces and buyer networks. And thirdly, deepening social value through financial inclusion and community resilience. We cannot scale all three simultaneously without hitting operational bottlenecks. I will now pass my time to Rikul to explain our operational constraints and resource allocation model.
Thank you, Haziq. So, any strategy designed in Jakarta must survive the reality of the village economy. The critical bottleneck of our entire operation is our field force of 31,000 mantri. They are the human infrastructure of BRI, managing hundreds of borrower relationships each. Under our one mantri, one village policy, we expect these officers to act as loan originators, collection agents, digital literacy educators, and community mentors all at once. Because their attention is a highly constrained resource, we cannot simply issue new targets without a structured, tiered approach. To solve this, we map our resource allocation directly to BRI's established financing ladder. We divide our MSME segments into three clear developmental tiers to make sure our interventions match their business readiness. So we recommend a dynamic tiered split between supply side capacity building and demand side market access. Instead of a rigid binary choice, we propose a tiered allocation model. Ultra micro segments require heavy capacity investments. Commercial graduates require pure market connection to self-sustain. For the survival stage segments, which are stages F to D, we propose a 80% supply and 20% demand split. These micro businesses need basic financial literacy and foundational credit before they can think about larger markets. For the transitioning segments, which are stages C to B, we propose a balanced 50% supply and 50% demand split. So rather than the monthly mentoring hundreds of individual borrowers, they manage the entire business cluster. And this cluster model hooks them directly into local buyers and digital marketplaces. Lastly, for commercial ready segments, which are stages A to A plus, we shift into a 20% supply and 80% demand split, focusing almost entirely on market linkages. So the goal is simple. When businesses are ready, don't keep mentoring them, connect them. That's how BRI scales impact while freeing resources to support the next generation of MSMEs. So executing this on the ground requires maximizing our non-human infrastructure. For survival stage clients, we will offload basic digital onboarding to our 1.2 million BRI link agents, protecting our mantri from administrative tasks. For transitioning clients, we will scale up the Cluster-Ku Hidup framework. By grouping businesses with shared lines into clusters, a single mantri can mentor an entire group at once, building capacity while linking the entire cluster directly to local corporate buyers. For commercial clients, we will leverage digital marketplaces and high-value export platforms like BRI Pune to automate demand matchmaking. I would now hand over my time to Chan to discuss how we resolve our social value mandate. Thank you.
Thank you, Rikil. This brings us to our second key question. Given that we cannot chase every form of social value at equal depth, what do we prioritize? We are faced with a fundamental strategic choice between breadth of inclusion, trying to reach as many unbanked individuals as possible, and depth of transformation, focusing deeply on upgrading the borrowers we already have. Our recommendation is direct. BRI must prioritize depth of transformation over breadth of inclusion. Attempting to aggressively expand our breadth to higher risk, unbanked segments directly conflicts with our commercial mandate to maintain portfolio quality. It also spreads our 31,000 monthly paper thin. By focusing on depth, we ensure that the micro entrepreneurs and women led enterprises we currently serve actually grow, stabilize their cash flows, and lower their credit risk, successfully moving them up the commercial pipeline. Our recommendation is that we will measure and operationalize this social impact using two clear business aligned metrics. First, the tiered graduation rate. We will track the percentage of clients successfully migrating from PNM mega group lending to subsidized KUR loans and finally to commercial Kupedes credit. This directly turns our social development work into a pipeline for commercial loan growth. Secondly, community level resilience. We will concentrate our social development investments directly into the Desa Brilliant program. Building self sustaining village ecosystems creates a healthier local economy, which naturally generates higher quality, lower risk clients for our local branches. In conclusion, our strategy resolves BRI's trilemma by turning competing priorities into a matching, mutually reinforcing system. By tailoring our supply demand resource allocation to client maturity and prioritizing deep transformation over shallow reach, we protect our mentors' valuable time, safeguard our portfolio quality, and deliver real social value. Thank you, and we are now open to your questions.